Sittwe is the capital of Rakhine State, formerly known as Arakan in Myanmar. Since June 2012, over 130,000 people have been internally displaced after Buddhists, assisted by the military, burnt houses and forced thousands from their homes into makeshift refugee camps. The UN has described the Rohingya as the most persecuted people in the world.
So starting from 9, the violence started in Sittwe area. Then we heard through friends on telephone conversation how people were chopped by Rakhines, how they burned houses. Since the first village, since the first attack, Rakhines came in cooperation with police. They cover Rakhine terrorists by pointing the guns at Rohingyas. Then they burned houses with petrol bombs. They threw and they set fire. When Rohingyas tried to put out fire at their own houses, they were shot dead by policemen.
He knows Nara Satigi Ara in Latura Gulimar. Lunti Ibadi, military Lunti, Mokoko Ibadi, Aragura Masumashakula, Jonja Malafona, Ronga, Bible, Bekabai, Peshipi, Peshipi, Zazilmuji, and the rest of the Malavanda by the Baniere, Bavander and the Baniere, Horadiere, the end of the Mutu Piasiore.
They want to drive all Muslims from Burma.
Muslim has been attacked by well plan of some extremists attached with some of the hardline military.
পুলিশে কতে আরা সঙ্গরির বলে ফারান সঙ্গরির পুলিশ কতে যেতে মগগল্লে গায় পুলিশে মুসলমাননৰ কতে তোরা দেয় বানা নদা বলে তারা গুলি দিছে.
The UN in its special report on human rights in Myanmar has confirmed that there was direct involvement by some sections of the state.
There should, on the face of it, be a duty for police and in some cases the military to make sure that people are not attacked, to actually damp down on any violence. But they are themselves not necessarily neutral. They may belong or feel they belong to one group or the other.
This government and police and the military, they also give support to the terrorists to set fire all the villages in downtown.
Ago my father for 100 follow to there, follow to give her man as savers a cumbajini, Gusogi, Argo Mortore, if Firat Samaji, Arizona to Maji, Sello Majiri.
The main agenda behind the violence is clear that only what is called anti-Islam, anti-Muslims. We can see it very clearly.
Human Rights Watch recently released a damning report which stated that local monks made public statements and distributed pamphlets urging the ethnic cleansing of the Rohingya.
Every day, a lot of hate speech throughout the countries from the monk.
One of the monks responsible for the hate speech inciting violence against Muslims is Wiratu, who is the head of the 969 terrorist group.
And that seems to be really about trying to exert political control over people by playing on fears or perhaps implanting fears over a threat to their identity.
There was a constitution, 1982, I think, constitution, where there was very unfair citizenship laws which applies to Rohingya people only, where they say they can't marry without permission, they can't have polygamy, they can't have more than 2 children.
Central to the persecution of the Rohingya is the 1982 citizenship law, which effectively denies citizenship to Rohingya on discriminatory ethnic grounds. Contrary to the propaganda, the Rohingya have been in the area since the 9th century, and Islam came to the region in the 12th century.
We are actually, indigenous people of this country, but the government accepted after the 1948 independence. But later, when the military dictatorship is continuing in Myanmar, the military, personnel, military, general are discriminating us for more than 3 decades.
They are not fresh comer from Bangladesh. There are some cultural similarity, you see, between peoples of Chittagong and Rakhine State. So it becomes very easy to accuse you are from Bangladesh.
The majority of Rohingyas are living there for more than 200 years there. So the Burmese community, but the Burmese group will not accept them as an ethnic group because they very distinct in their facial, their characteristics and their religion also. They profess a different religion. And for them to be recognized as one ethnic group, it will be a difficult thing. But they deserve every right. Those who have lived there for so long, those who are born there, should be given citizenship rights and be treated equally as any other citizen in Burma.
This monk is explaining the meaning behind the 969 symbol and showing the audience how they can boycott Muslim businesses. He holds up 3 stickers, one to put up outside your shop, a sticker for your car, and one for your motorcycle.
I think it's a very sad day for the Buddhist people to see this. The Buddhists and the Muslim people have lived together happily without major problem like this. The first time it erupted into such a big scale.
Arare mokomine arare beshabishi zulum guje beshabishi majji arare haitti arare bishi zulum guje arare majji de laati bodas nai arare hukumat ti bishi zulum guje de mok loyere hukumat loyere soka guriyere arare beshabishi majji arare Rohingya.
They indiscriminately kill my people. So why they kill these innocent people?
Well, I think ethnic cleansing stems from this brand of identity politics, that people are given the message that the only way to get what they need, whether it be a fair share of the cultivable land or the wealth or the public spending or the security that they need in daily life, is to, as it were, club together with people like them. They have to form a group and look after each other and look after themselves, and that's at the expense of excluding an out-group.
Since 1978, the military junta has embarked on a systematic campaign to cleanse the Rohingya Muslims from Rakhine State. There were originally 28 Muslim townships in the whole state, and in 1991 over 200,000 Muslims were driven out towards Bangladesh and elsewhere, and gradually all the southern townships have disappeared. In 2012, more townships have been seriously reduced in population and others remain under threat. Today, there are only 18 Muslim townships left in the whole state. In Sitwe, not one Muslim can be found in the town. They have all been driven out or killed. I had to film these areas secretly where once Muslim houses stood, but since have been cleared by bulldozers and confiscated by the government.
Nearly 20,000-30,000 people are also already gone. Some drowned, capsizing the boat here, or died there on the way.
Tinnan to ager gan ashidi an budburiyoga mani jagun mojje 5 jan mani basse butam made ena salish sa hazan ase 5 jan mani basse jagun mojje fani made fas gera.
They are not allowed to do any daily activities. They are not allowed to move to go to the town. But when they want to go to the sea, they can go.
Ala bodo addelat mada shiram nese bodo addelat to ade bari jatti ode indira pura mazu utti puri bazar kiyol ne kiyol mata pura aram oi pori gi gai
akke hotte ara adina bodo addelasi bodo addelatti ratta barja faratte arare budot utti gai eddin firi gi go firi da tar hoddin utti budot.
A lot of people came by boat to Malaysia, reached to Malaysia. So we find that most of the people become sick, malnourished, and some of them even become paralyzed because of the long journey in a very small boat, and people cannot move from in the boat.
India gulo hoye jansakan latta ya ara pani lo dukpan hoye thara guli ma jara dorala amatara nasassa diye thara bishuddiya hayto pani diye magibar to pani gelem faragara diye to hayi intin hayra ashe ara washe takibar mui allah e mora basaye montor he jaga no tumi foranle basi parim buli hi mi allah tunu anam nije tawatila nije habili diyam khama hay jaga no mi mori buli dila painam.
Because of the starvation, my people are living by boat to the Malaysia and Thailand.
Rohingyan refugees have made it across the border to Thailand and found support amongst the Thai Muslims in places like Mae Sot. Others have preferred to continue on to Malaysia, a Muslim country. During my visit to the Rohingya Society in Kuala Lumpur, 80 women and children were recently released from the Johor Bahru detention camp.
When they released from the detention, they have no clothes, no accommodation, no shelter, no food.
The Rohingya Society of Malaysia has been struggling to support the growing community of asylum seekers. They provide some food relief and education.
Alam jodi se na thake tarar zindagi momo zindagi future momo zindagi dase honokan hamejok ya to ba honokan doctorate jok ya to honokan dase hono shisamaje.
But there are hundreds of thousands of Rohingyas still trapped in the camps back home where conditions are unbearable. In the most recent announcement by the Immigration Minister, the refugee camps will become the Rohingyas' permanent settlement. Human Rights Watch reports that there are disturbing inadequacies in the camps, with overcrowded tent camps and in some cases no shelter or basic aid at all.
1 liter they get for
1
one
liter?
man in a month.
Is this enough?
No, not enough.
They are surviving only with rice, so they have a lot of malnutrition, especially for the child.
This baby is suffering from fever and there are no clinics or medicines available, and they have already lost one baby to malaria.
Tole just nara to dabai oshutin ushutto shugole tole just hin head boto besigine just tara dabai oshutto jodi gori velile ara to tunte 15 din jaga ma tara 7 din hajar tar 7 din 8 din just tara to beshi akaki hoy jago.
Every day also dying there because of malnutrition and so many other effects like not sufficient of health assistance.
Died.
These people died?
Yeah, these people died because of because they cannot get any medicine.
Military gari ma tulle re fora melamari tulle di baade fora to de melamari tulle re fora indila mi aidda tomar mosuta indra borbonsida anir da fora ara bayara banyai ara bayara bala mai inti gari tin lama baade
ekhon arayo ekhon ar har tomar asidio kono kan date ekhon a nije hala tomar date ekhon date.
If international body, if they don't help in time, we are very much worried about their future life. because we have no future we cannot see their future to be relieved from that situation.
The present camps of Sittwe and their original place is not far away, 2 or 3 miles away. If they are secure, if government can protect them in the camps, refugee camps, why does not the government protect them in their own place, just a few miles away? It is intentionally government is deliberately keeping these people there and taking time so that they finish there.
No, actually they want to make some problems so that current democratic, showing that current democratic party cannot control the country and they need military, something like that. So they create the problem.
There's lots of people who would want to explore to try to establish potential sources of mineral wealth, trade in commodities and so on and so forth. So something like that suddenly opening up is an opportunity that's going to attract a lot of interest and a lot of exertion of influence by various actors in the international community.
In the meantime, many countries, including Australia, have failed to condemn the attacks against the Rohingya. Instead, they have rewarded the Tanzanian government for their part in the violence.
I would like to pay particular tribute today to the important role you have played in initiating and driving the reform process. In doing so, you have opened the door to trade and investment, to economic growth and greater prosperity for your people, and to a future in which a secure Myanmar takes its rightful place in our region.
Australia ပြည်သူပြည်သားတွေနဲ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံသူနိုင်ငံသားတွေကမရင်းဆွေများအနေနဲ့ဆက်ဆံလာခဲ့ကြလို့ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်
The President of the United States.
I am very honored to be here at this university and to be the first President of the United States of America to visit your country. I came here because of the importance of your country. You live at the crossroads of East and South Asia. You border the most populated nations on the planet. You have a history that reaches back thousands of years and the ability to help determine the destiny of the fastest growing region of the world.
So we ask international community to justify Rohingyas are virus or Rohingyas are human being. If we are virus, so we allow international community to kill us. If not virus, international community to work hand in hand to solve the problem within the history of the Arakan.
If you let them on this way, it's a subhuman situation. They will perish there, run away from there to Bangladesh or to other countries. That means a sort of ethnic cleansing. Most people are dying daily due to malnutrition.
The Rohingyas do appear to be suffering from persecution and have a well-founded fear of persecution on the grounds of their ethnicity and their religion. And so therefore they would indeed almost certainly succeed in pressing claims to refugee status in countries that have signed the Refugee Convention, including Australia.
Wera hota inti mani gie wana da chamo je ito tuan de la secretary ko tan la hora machen la da che ta la bai